Hello everyone. Before we start painting, here is a quick story. This cup was a gift from my niece and nephew, sweet right? But in my family, instead of throwing things away, they just dump it in my room. No worries though, today we are turning this into a cool paint tool holder. Let's get started. Today I'm using my glass palette for mixing paints and my new Artify brushes. I'll be working with a round brush number 2 and a palette knife and chalk paint, whichever you color you can choose it, and black and green acrylic paint and acrylic markers to save some time, and varnish and a spray bottle, but last not least a sponge. Let's get started. Always shake your paint bottles well before using it because the pigments and the binders in the paint can separate over a time if it's been sitting for a while. These mixes everything together so the colors comes out smooth and even. This cup has some written labels on it, so I'm covering them with two coats. For the first coat, I mixed yellow chalk paint and green acrylic paint. For the second coat, I'm using wild matte green. Here I'm using a sponge for painting. You can use it if you like, or you can use a brush to apply the painting. The difference between sponge and brush is simple, but each gives different effect. Which one is better? It depends on the look you want. Use a sponge for a soft finish or a brush for a more design and detail. Choose what works for your project. I used a sponge to cover the main area for a smooth look. For the edges, I'm using brush to make them clean and neat. This works perfectly. Now for the detailing, I'm using a round brush number 2. It's great for adding fine details. Now let's start with 4 leafy vine design. I will show it one leafy, then I'm skipping few steps to save time and keep the video short. The same steps apply, so let's move on to the next part. But don't skip it now. Wow, this part looks nice, right? Let me know in the comments if you like it. Okay, let's move on. And now let's start with the marker. Now I will make some round shape with red color. So I usually the bees will be in yellow, but since I'm using green as a base, so I will go with red. Exactly 4 vine leaves and 4 bees, cutie bees. If you are using a different base, then change the color for bees. For bee wings, let's take white marker, then let's draw 2 pair of wings, then we'll highlight later. Okay, after finishing honeybee wings, let's take a pencil and start flying marks. So let's start with dotted or curved line patterns, like whichever pattern you like, just draw it. Okay, here I sprayed some water onto the painting. Why? Because acrylic paint dries out quickly. Instead of using water directly from brush, I prefer using a spray bottle. It keeps the paint workable and prevents it from drying too fast. In my old videos, I never used this method. I used to struggle a lot by adding too much water to my paintings, which made things harder. You know, I'm working in a job from 9 to 5, and sometimes I would lose interest in my passion. But you know what? I really love painting. Even though I can't quit my job because of some responsibility, it's a challenging. I'm willing to face. I'm not giving up on my dreams. Now I have taken the brush pen, a black pen. I don't know why I have taken this instead of acrylic paint or a chalk paint. So here I made the mistake. So I applied the black color from brush pen, so I can't use the varnish. It can smudge the pen ink because it's a liquid and can mix with the ink if it hasn't fully dried. So I suggest you to paint using acrylic or chalk paint instead of brush pen, so you can save your artwork. Now we are at the end of this video. Look at this. I have turned the desert cup into my new paint tool holder. I'm so happy with how it turned out. Hope you enjoyed this transformation as I did. Thank you for watching. And also I did another painting on my brush holder. You can check in this shorts playlist. I have put the link on the description. Please like and comment, subscribe. Bye bye.